All right, Math 8, this is your Thursday homework help video. Okay, very similar to what we did yesterday, though they are a little bit longer and you're going to see distributive property in the last four, okay? So I'm going to skip around a little bit because I want to get to the distributive property. I normally do the first three, but the last ones are a little bit longer. So I want to make sure that I do some of the longer ones. All right, I will do this first one. Okay, so first thing, make sure that you look for distributive property, no distributive property. Combine like terms on each side. I can't combine these two terms, nor can I combine these, so I don't. Okay, now I need to move the variables to the same side. What do you notice about these? You notice that they're almost the same. These numbers right here are different, but these are the same. So it doesn't matter which variable you move. I'm going to subtract 2x. But look at what happens when I subtract 2x. Now, Miss Reyes, why are you subtracting 2x? Because I have to do the opposite. I need to get the x's to the same side, and I need to do the opposite of adding 2x, which is to subtract, to move it so that they're on the same side. But look at what happens. 2x minus 2x is 0. 2x minus 2x is 0. So the variables cancel out, and on this side, I'm left with 5. On this side, I'm left with 6. Since the variables cancel out, you only have two options. Either it's going to be infinitely many or no solution. This is a false statement. This is not true. The variables cancel out and it's false. This is a no solution, okay? This is a no solution. If the variables cancel out and this is true, it's infinitely many, okay? All right, so this is a no solution here. No number is going to work. All right, so let's look at number 11. Okay, you do number 10, I'm going to do 11. So let's look at 11 here. I'm going to do distributive property first. Remember, this is a positive 4. So I'm going to multiply 4 or positive 4 times both numbers in the parentheses. Okay, this is negative 8n. Positive 4 times 1 is positive 4. Positive 4 times positive 5n is positive 20n. Bring down the equal. Bring everything else down on this side. After distributive property, combine like terms. Okay? So here I'm going to combine negative 8 plus 20. So that's basically 20 minus 8 because it's a negative sign in front of this. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's already 10. 19, 20. So that's 12. So we got a positive 12n, and these have been combined. I've combined like terms, bring down the plus 4. Bring everything else down, okay? All right, so now we move the variables to the same side. I'm going to move the smaller one. I'm up to move a negative 6n, I'm going to add 6n to both sides. When I add 6n to both sides, this gives me 18n plus 4 is equal to, this is gone, and I'm left with negative 14, okay? So now I'm going to isolate the variable by getting rid of the 4 first. Remember, always get rid of the number that's not directly attached to the variable. So I'm going to get rid of this 4 by subtracting 4. Why subtract, Miss Reyes? Because the opposite of addition is to subtract. The only way to get rid of a positive 4 is to subtract 4. Remember, you got to get n by itself. So add or subtract to move numbers first. This is 0 now. So now I just have 18n on this side. A negative 14 minus 4 gives us a negative 18. Okay? So in order to get n by itself, remember, the operation that's between a number and a variable is automatically multiplication. The inverse of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by this positive 18. 18 goes into 18. 18 goes into 18 one time. So this is one n or just n. Bring down the equal. Negative 18 divided by 18. 18 goes into a negative 18 negative one time. So n is equal to a negative 1. All right. So this is very similar to this one. So I need you to do this one, okay? All right. And let's look at number 14. And you should be able to do 13 with no problem. Distributive property does come first. So we're going to do distributive property. 7 times 5a is 35a. 7 times a negative 4 is negative 28. Bring down the minus 1, the equal sign, the 14 minus 8a. Distributive property comes first, okay? Now we're going to combine like terms. Let's look at this side. What terms can we combine over here? We can combine a negative 28 minus 1. That's going to be a negative 29. So I have 35a minus 29 is equal to, can't combine anything over here, so bring it down. Now we're going to move the variables to the same side. Okay, I'm going to move the smaller one. I'm going to move the negative 8a. What's the opposite of that? Adding 8a. Okay, so now 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. So this is 43a minus 29. Bring down the equal. Negative 8a plus 8a is 0, and bring down the 14. So now we are going to get a by itself. Remember, get rid of the numbers that are not directly attached to a, okay? So get rid of a negative 29 by adding 29 on both sides. When I add 29 here, this is gone, and I'm left with 43a. Bring down the equal. When I add 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, carry the 1. 2 plus 2 gives me 4. So this is 43. Now, how do I get a by itself? Remember, this is multiplication. The inverse or opposite of multiplication is division. So you're going to divide both sides by this 43. 43 goes into 43 one time. So this is 1a or just a. Bring down the equal. Again, 43 goes into 43 one time. So a is equal to 1. Okay? Don't forget, distributive property. After distributive property, combine like terms on each side. After you combine like terms on each side, move the variables to the same side, then isolate the variable. So distributive property, I'm going to abbreviate distributive property. That's first. Then combine like terms on each side of the equal sign. This is in your notebook already. Combine like terms. Okay. Then move the variables to the same side. Move variables, same side. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And then the last step is to isolate the variable by using inverse operations. Do addition, subtraction first, then last multiplication and division. Okay? Isolate variable. Ooh, I said isolation. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a good one. Okay? Bye.